my head just slammed. I remember really hard against the glass. And I remember just falling and I remember I blacked out for a second, and I was down the ice, and I was like, all right, I'm okay. I'm all right. I just got up and did what I always did and just finished the play. And I remember being kind of confused.
He was staggering a little bit, kind of wavering, and he actually started to skate to the wrong bench. And that was the first point where we knew something was wrong, because we'd never seen that before.
And Kacy just started complaining of headache right away after that. And gosh, it was about 2 weeks later that, if that, I think that we got a call from the school. He hadn't been going to any of his classes. Right? That was the first thing. They called and said Kacy hasn't been going to any of his classes.
He was sleeping in his car.
Sleeping in his car. Yeah, they found him sleeping in his car a few times.
Not every day, but a couple of times.
And then
yeah.
from that point on, it just basically became hellacious. It seemed like it was almost overnight that his personality changed.
His whole circle of friends changed. He started hanging out with some sketchy kids.
My life changed. I started listening to totally different music, hanging out with different people. Hygiene was totally unimportant. I didn't do anything productive. I didn't, play hockey. Lifestyle, really negative, just using drugs and alcohol as much as I could, to be honest.
I asked him point blank, I said, have you been smoking dope? And he said yes. And, at that point, the bottom dropped out at that point.
The thought of the head injury sort of started to kind of like, well, maybe that has something to do with it, but it still didn't really click.
My mom and I, we talked about it a little bit, and I remember I really just started to feel a lot better and having some sort of understanding of what was going on.
I just kind of typed it in one day, like symptoms of concussions, and it was like, all this information flooded at me.
They were all there.
And it was Kacy. Every single symptom, there was like 20 symptoms, and he had every single one. Because for a while we thought, is he schizophrenic? Is he bipolar? Is he a heroin? I mean, he was like he was a myriad of all these different things, all these different afflictions.